Alright, literally just woke up 2 seconds ago. Let's see what's going on with this Luka thing. The Luka Doncic trade scandal just took a dark turn from Hoop Reports. Let's see what's going on with this.
There are only a few moments in NBA
because there have been like 5 videos like this.
Fans remember exactly where they were when they heard the news. February 1st was one of those moments.
The Lakers just got Luka Doncic.
No, they didn't.
all the reaction videos. It's like when Kobe died. It was just like everyone just
the league was
devastated and in
Luka
disbelief.
Doncic was traded to the Lakers.
That's how crazy that trade is. That it's to that level.
The backlash was instant. Fans were stunned.
Rightfully so.
Analysts were left scrambling for answers. And even Mavericks legend Dirk Nowitzki was caught completely off guard by this trade.
Yeah,
and Mark Cuban.
Really couldn't believe it. Couldn't believe it.
Well, I mean, that's a pretty
defied all logic.
Mundane response.
I mean, Luka was fresh off a historic season, putting up numbers that even surpassed LeBron James's best MVP years.
I didn't know that part.
In 2 decades of following the NBA, I've never seen a trade this outrageous, this controversial, or this downright scandalous. And let's be real, neither has anyone else.
Is this fake?
It's fake.
Did he get hacked?
There's 0 chance. And everyone's freaking out about it.
But honestly, how funny would that be?
After the initial chaos, the dust settled.
It's not funny to a lot of...
Luka Doncic was a Laker.
A lot of parties
and
involved.
That was the end of the story.
And not involved.
So we thought.
By the way, the smear campaign continues with Luka Doncic.
Well, I know.
For some reason, even after the trade, the Dallas Mavericks refused to just move on and focus on their future. Instead,
kind of hard to do that.
Smear campaign against Luka, calling him out of shape, questioning his
Did
work
see that.
ethic, and
Did see that.
his character.
They talked about he was in love with the hookah, calling him Hookah Doncic, and
oh wow,
they were predicting his basketball demise.
Why are the Mavericks turning on their former superstar? Why are the Mavericks making an already disastrous situation?
I heard all about this guy and his response to it. Oh my god.
And could this feud get even uglier? Well, in today's video, we're breaking down the full aftermath of the Luka Doncic trade scandal and how it just took a dark turn.
I hope he's gonna go into more stuff than just the weight stuff and all that again, because we all know all that. He said in the title just took a dark turn. So
Brad said Luka put the slow in Slovenia and the Slav in Slavic. He was just a fat piece of whiteness. Let's be honest here, folks. If you're 270 pounds.
What? That sounded like it was more satire, but
you want to hear something
or
hilarious?
Just parody.
Ben Simmons is the poster boy for turning DNPs into a lifestyle. Zion Williamson is the definition of an unstoppable force until it's dinner time. And Paul George is the podcaster who convinced the 76ers to pay him $200 million for guest appearances on the court.
Paul George is an embarrassment to the sport of basketball, and I genuinely mean that.
There are plenty of players NBA teams could have publicly humiliated for their attitude, their effort, or their impact on winning. And honestly, fans wouldn't have even cared, because in most cases, they'd be right. But instead, the player they chose to drag through the mud, the one they called fat, the one they accused of bad work
didn't deserve it at all,
was the same guy who just averaged 34, 9, and 9, led his team to the NBA Finals, and gave everything to that franchise.
Clock at 4. Doncic. The step back 3. You bet!
A stat line like that isn't just elite. It's historic. It's the NBA version of Connor McDavid torching defenses, Patrick Mahomes carving up the secondary, or Shohei Ohtani dominating as both an ace pitcher and a power hitter. Yet, instead of celebrating Luka's greatness, the Mavericks sent him packing, then dragged his name through the mud. I mean,
Yeah,
being the
it's
Mavericks owner,
it's
Patrick
it's
Dumont-
purely personal. It's purely personal at that point. Like, you know, it was just them like not fucking with each other behind closed doors because there's literally no other reason. They're trying to justify it with things like the weight and stuff like that, but really it has nothing to do with that.
Dumont publicly questioned Luka's work ethic, basically saying he doesn't work hard enough to deserve a spot on the team.
But what I had a hard time with was him trying to kick Luka on the way out, disrespecting him every step of the way.
But the smear campaign wasn't over yet. In a recent article from The Athletic, sources within the Mavericks organization, likely Patrick Dumont and Nico Harrison, allegedly called Luka lazy, ripped into his weight issues, and even took shots at his social habits, like beer and hookah. And if that wasn't enough, they flat out predicted his downfall within the next 5 years. Word for word.
They came out and they just, basically just said, hey, look, this guy here is an alcoholic.
Instead of showing gratitude for making the Mavericks relevant over the past half-decade, logging more minutes than anyone in the league last season, and leading them to the 2024 NBA Finals, they dropped this hit piece?
Yeah, that's so weird.
This
like all of
isn't
those
just low.
back to back
It's
like
a
that.
full-on disgrace. And people across the league, including NBA media, are calling them out for it. Rachel Nichols recently took to X and summed it up perfectly. I don't get why the Mavs are sharing this stuff. All this talk is going to make Dallas look even worse.
Yeah,
Say
they're
less.
fucking the bitter ex that
And
ended the
when Keith
relationship
Morris
and
was
has the
asked about
audacity
Luka's
to be
conditioning,
mad.
He had this to say.
I hear stuff about him not being in shape, but if you could go in an NBA game and get 30, 15, and 10 like it's nothing, then I don't really know what shape is. I don't.
Another shameless smear campaign the Mavericks pulled off against Luka was when they got a reporter to go on ESPN and claim that his weight had ballooned to 270 pounds.
How tall
At
is
this
he?
point in time, he is rumored to be the 7th heaviest NBA player in the league.
As a diehard NBA fan who tracks every random stat imaginable, the moment I heard 270 pounds, I thought, wait, seriously? So let's put that number into perspective. This is a list of the heaviest NBA players according to 2K. Now, 2K isn't gospel, but it's usually right in the ballpark, so let's roll with it.
Jokic
At the
on
top,
there.
you've got Zach Edey at 305 pounds, Yusef Nurkic at 290, and right behind them at number 3, Nikola
Is
Jokic.
Luka
listed
even
at
in the top 10?
284. So, we're supposed to believe 6'7" Luka is only 14 pounds lighter than a 7-foot Jokic? Yeah, okay. Come on.
The fuck was
if
that?
they're gonna make something up, at least make it somewhat
Yeah, that doesn't
believable.
work at all.
When I looked at this press conference, he didn't look 270 to me. I know what 270 looked like. 270 looked like that right there. It don't look like that.
Yeah,
just call your
no
boy
one
out.
was
Okay.
buying that 270-pound nonsense. I mean, the moment he landed in LA, he looked like his usual 230, 240-pound frame, nothing close to 270. Even the Lakers' official website has him listed at 230. And even Anthony Edwards didn't hold back, calling it out right away.
He didn't look 270 to me.
And the fans? Yeah, they weren't buying it either. If he is 270, Zion was 575
Oh my
last
God, bro.
offseason. If that's fat, then I don't know what to call real fat people. 270 my ass, Nico. What a clown. The math never added up, and neither did the story.
I just want to know what happened behind closed doors to make them so bitter. Like, what actually happened?
Not 270. So somebody with the Mavs is lying.
Because none of these are the actual issues. None of these are the actual concerns. They're not that stupid. It was
Have
something
you ever seen a
personal
photo where
behind the
someone was
scenes.
edited out and thought, wow, that's pretty cringe? Well, that's exactly what the Mavericks just did.
There is highlights from when Luka Doncic was still on the team. And you guys won't believe this. They censored him.
They recently dropped a hype video, and if you watch closely, you'll notice certain players blacked out with a Dallas Mavericks logo covering them. Yeah, they actually tried to edit out Luka.
Wait, who else?
Basically erasing him from the team's history.
It was just him? Oh my god, that's... Yo, that is fucking embarrassing. Oh my god. That is them being embarrassed of Luka. Embarrassed of what they did. Oh my god. That is so fucking embarrassing.
There's not other pictures, videos that you could get? You have to censor him out?
The time it takes to do that, too.
Possibly by paying a former employee to claim it was just standard procedure. But here's the thing. Maxi Kleber, another former player, was also in the video.
Exactly. Don't bullshit people.
If this was really standard procedure...
Like, if you're gonna be petty, don't pretend you're not being petty. Like, that is so fucking pathetic. Oh my god. I can't believe that.
Maxi's still there. The inconsistencies only made fans more frustrated, and when they caught wind of this, their reaction was clear. Disgusting gesture for the man who led you to the finals. God, I hate how much I hate the team I used to love.
Yeah, it's going to be real interesting to see where the Mavs go in the next 5 years. If they were so concerned about where they would be with Luka because of his weight or something, right? As they claim, even though I don't think that has anything to do with it, right? Where are they going to be in the next 5 years?
Absolute joke of an organization Nico and the Adelsons have turned this into. Every day, I find myself more and more embarrassed that I supported this franchise for 25 plus years.
Yeah, they took it for granted. They're like, we don't need him. We can do this ourselves.
They edited out their own dignity and whatever credibility they had left.
Yeah, that's so... I'm curious to hear this.
Here's what I don't get about this whole scandal. If the Mavericks were truly concerned about Luka's weight, his so-called laziness, or his work ethic, why didn't they just sit down and have an honest heart-to-heart conversation with him?
Well, supposedly they did, I'm pretty sure, and he just wasn't hearing it. He wasn't willing to change. That's what they said, I think. And I can see that. I'm not going to give up my lifestyle or whatever, but...
Nico didn't have to do it. Patrick Dumont didn't have to do it.
The reaction to him not willing to work with you is crazy.
Legend Dirk Nowitzki on staff as a part-time advisor? They easily could have had Dirk sit down with Luka, lay it all out, and tell him straight up, look, a max contract isn't coming unless you make some changes. This could have been handled quietly, professionally, in the offseason.
Yeah, that's true.
They didn't. Instead, Luka was completely blindsided. And even after trading him, why are they still going out of their way to slander his name? The NBA claims to care about its players, its communities, its values. So why is a team actively smearing a superstar who has done nothing but give his all to an organization? A player who almost carried them to a championship. What kind of message does that send? That it's okay to assassinate a man's character just because he's no longer on your team?
Yeah, it is actually pretty serious when you think about it. It's really fucked up. More lies.
2 more lies have been exposed recently.
Really? Oh my gosh.
When Nico Harrison claimed that the Luka trade was strictly between him and Rob Pelinka? Well, now his story has completely changed.
Reportedly, Nico Harrison reached out to Minnesota to propose
Hold on, bro.
Changed.
Reportedly, Nico Harrison.
Not reportedly. Reportedly. It says it right there. Please, bro.
Reached out to Minnesota to propose a trade involving Luka for Anthony Edwards, but was rejected.
So, was this just another flat-out lie from Nico and the Mavericks organization? Honestly, at this point, does it even matter?
Not really.
Because we all know the truth. This trade was a scam.
Surprised what they would have been asking for for them to reject Luka.
Exactly a lie. You remember when I said they predicted Luka's demise within 5 years because of health concerns? Now, don't get me wrong. I have nothing against Anthony Davis.
We all knew this was
He's a great
coming.
player and a stand-up guy. But let's be real. He's 31 years old, was injured right before the trade, got injured again right after the trade, has a history of injuries, and fans literally call him made of glass.
Jesus Christ.
You don't trade a 25-year-old MVP candidate?
in his prime for a 32-year-old made of glass.
So tell me, where exactly do the Mavericks think Davis will be in 5 years?
Well, they said it was for a
At
win
this
now
point,
move.
It's not just lies. It's an entire cover-up. And if you're still wondering just how deep this rabbit hole goes with the Dallas Mavericks and this whole trade scam, you need to watch this next video.
Yeah,
where
okay.
I break
Yeah, man. I mean, it's crazy. It's like if we traded Jokic for I don't even know who. I can't say Kyrie because even that would I think would be a better. I don't know. It's really crazy. I feel for the Mavs fans that got to deal with this now because they don't even have AD, and it sucks for guys like Max Christie who were also involved with the trade and they just don't get talked about. But that's the way it is. Great video. They are fucking crazy over there in ownership. I don't know what's going on. Let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. That is the video. Thank you for watching.